What's up, you guys? It's Julia Creations and I'm back with another video. This is the first video of June, so happy June, guys. It is a Wednesday today and I'm currently recording a video, a budget video for you guys. I'm so excited. Welcome the new season in, guys. It's officially summertime and it's crazy to think, but yeah. Okay, so guys, I wanted to open this video with just a little talk here about, you know, we're at that point where it's like 6 months from now. Could be 6 months of progress or 6 months of, oh my gosh, I wish I would have started sooner. We're kind of at that spot, you guys. So it's the beginning of the summer and I feel like this is when consistency starts to hit the fan. It's like either you're going to be consistent or you're not. So guys, I want you to think of what you can do 6 months from now. So we have July, August, September, October, November, December. That's 6 months from now, and there will also be the new year. So think about the 6 months of progress you can have if you start today. Think about if you start today where you can be in 6 months, you guys. This is so crucial to think about. Make sure you guys are taking advantage of coming to my live streams to get your budget done for free, to ask questions for advice. Feel free to book private sessions with me so you can get to where you need to be financially, because these 6 months are going to go by regardless. We have 6 months into the new year, which is crazy to think. So let's have this year where you're getting out of debt and you're reaching your financial goals. But that's neither here or there. We're going to jump straight into the budget, you guys. Today is going to be a simple debt payoff budget. We're going to be going through and doing a client's budget. Her goal is to pay off her debt. So she has a lot of credit card debt. I'm going to put the full total amount on my sheet, or I'll put it right here so you guys can see. But we're going to jump straight into it, and of course we're going to start with our monthly budget. And if you guys are interested in any of these products, of course they are available at juliacreations.com. Let's get into it, you guys. First things first, we're going to go ahead and set up our monthly budget. We're starting with the month of June and our goal is to pay off debt. So we're going to go ahead and write down our monthly income. She is paid bi-weekly, so we got paycheck number 1 and then paycheck number 2. We're going to go ahead and fill these in. So this is going to be 3,400 divided by 2 is going to be basically 1,700 every 2 weeks. So 1,700. Our full total for the month is going to be 3,400 here. Okay. So with 3,400, now we're going to go ahead and write down our fixed expenses versus our variable expenses. So our fixed expenses are going to be our expenses that are usually the same every month, and our variables are going to be our expenses that vary. So let's go through and put those on here. Alright, you guys, now that we've written down our expenses, we're going to go ahead and add them up. So we're going to start with our fixed here. Let's add up everything from our fixed expenses and let's see what this totals to. Alright, that's going to give us 2,101. Now let's go ahead and add up our variables. 150 plus 5 plus 250 plus 150 plus 100 plus 465 is going to be 1120. Alright, you guys, so let's go ahead and add up our full expense total. 2,101 plus 1120 is going to total us to 3,221 for our expenses. So now we're going to go ahead and find our cash surplus, which is going to be 3,400 minus 3,221. 3,400 minus 3,221 is going to give us $175 left over after bills and expenses. So now we want to go through our budget and see if there's anything that we could potentially cut to save some money here. Is there anything that we can go through and get rid of for the time being? We did vouch to cut eating out for now to save some money here. And I always get this question, when we cut eating out, does that increase our grocery budget? Think about why you eat out, guys. Most of the time you have food at home and it's the convenience, or you just want to eat out. So she vouched to cutting her eating out down for a little bit to save some money here. So we're going to go ahead and increase our cash surplus to $325 here. So we're gonna go ahead and make some changes, and then we're gonna minus 11 and 20 minus 150 because that'll be removed from the budget, bringing this down to $970. And of course you want to go through your fix, see if you can possibly refinance. I don't always recommend refinancing the car, but that might be an option. Maybe find some cheaper car insurance, see if you can do a budget plan for your light bill, see where you can move around and make some things wiggle. So now we're going to go ahead and set up our debt payoff list, you guys, now that we know how much we have left over after bills and expenses. Alright you guys, now that we set up a budget, we want to go ahead and create a debt payoff sheet. What is a debt payoff sheet? We're going to go ahead and write down the balances and the minimum payments and the creditors on all of our cards here. So this can be loans, any debt that you're paying off. We're going to go ahead and create a list, and we're going to list it out. So in this example, we're just working on credit card debt, but if you have loans, any debt, you're going to write it on this piece of paper. So I'm going to write this and then come right back. Alright you guys, so let's get into the fun stuff. So we just wrapped up our May budget. I did start this budget for her in May, so we're going to go ahead and end this as our May wrap up. So at the end of May, she'll have $325 left over after bills and expenses according to this budget that we set here for the month. We'll have $325. So let's go ahead and look at our card balances. Let's look at these here. So we have some big cards and we also have some small cards. It's going to take us way longer to pay off this bigger card. So let's start off small. We're new to budgeting. Remember, this is the money we have left over after bills and expenses. So our credit card minimums are already included in our expenses for the month. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to take this $325 and we're going to work on paying off credit card number, let's see here, credit card number 7. Or, you know, we're going to pay off credit card number 7, yeah, as a balance of $400. So we're going to go ahead and combine our money for 2 months, which will be May and June. That cash surplus, we're going to combine this for 2 months. 325 times 2 is going to be $650. So with $650, we would be able to pay off credit card number 7, which happens to have a balance of $400. Then we'll be able to put $250 in our savings in the span of 2 months. So remember guys, we're still paying all our minimums. We'll still be paying the minimum. So that's $35 will be getting paid to cover interest. So it'll be 2 months of combining our cash surplus will give us enough to pay off credit card number 7. Once credit card number 7 is paid off, we no longer have to pay the minimum on that credit card. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to cross this off. And then we're going to go ahead and add $35 back into our cash surplus starting this July. $325 plus $35 is going to be $360. That's going to go back into our cash surplus. Perfect. So that was nice and easy, you guys, for our beginning. So now our cash surplus is slowly going to increase. So now we're going to go ahead and look at our other credit cards here. The next credit card we have is credit card number 2 and credit card number 4. Both have the same balance. So we're going to pay off whoever has the highest interest rates on both of those. So 360 times 2 will give us just enough to pay off that credit card. So we're going to combine our cash surplus for July and August, which is going to be $360. 360 times 2 is going to give us $720. Remember, we're still going to be paying this $55 minimum on the 2 months. So we're putting an extra $360 plus $55, and that will cover any interest that accumulates. So we're going to pay off credit card number 2, which has a balance of $700. We're not going to put a lot in our savings this month, but hey, we got our credit card paid off and we'll be able to add some more money back into our cash surplus to tackle these bigger credit cards. And we're going to repeat this process all the way until we pay off our cards. Remember guys, I'm not subtracting the minimums that we're paying from the credit card because I'm using that as our interest barrier. So technically the balance from credit card number 2 should have been smaller since we paid it the minimum for the last 2 months, but keep in mind interest was building that whole time. So starting September, we no longer have to pay this $55 minimum. So $55 plus $360 is going to be our new cash surplus. So $415 is our new cash surplus. Alright you guys, starting September, we have $415 left over after bills and expenses. The next credit card we want to work on is credit card number 4 that has a balance of $700. So we're going to go ahead and combine our cash surplus for September and October, which is going to be $415. Let's go ahead and take $415 times 2. It's going to give us $830. Now we're going to go ahead and tackle credit card number 4, which has a balance of $700 on there. Once again, we did pay the minimum on this credit card for the last 2 months, so maybe it has went down, but keep in mind interest was still accumulating. So if we're putting $415 towards this card and the minimum of $40, that should cover any interest that accumulates in the process. So boom, just like that, we're gonna go ahead and pay off credit card number 4. Oopsie. Credit card number 4, and we're going to go ahead and add $40 starting this November back into our cash surplus. $415 plus $40 is going to be $455 as our new cash surplus. You guys, once we hit November here, we have about 4 cards left over, and we're gonna go ahead and decide between credit card number 3 and credit card number 5, whoever has the highest interest, and I think it's gonna be credit card number 3. So we're gonna go ahead and combine our cash surplus for about 3 months to go ahead and be able to pay this off. So $455, $455. Once again, the balance could be smaller since we have been paying the minimum, but we're just rounding up to cover any interest and acting like it hasn't moved. So $1365 would be our cash surplus, and we can go ahead and pay off credit card number 3. Should have $1,000, and then we'll go ahead and put $365 in our savings. Boom. Oopsie, I didn't mean to cross out the savings, but you get what I mean there. So boom. Now we no longer have to pay that $55 minimum on top of what we were paying. We're not including the minimum in our expenses because this is the money we have left over after our bills and expenses, so we can use that as our interest barrier. So $455 plus $55 is going to be $510 here as our new cash surplus. Alright, perfect you guys. Once we get to February, our cash surplus is going to now be $510, and we're going to go ahead and pay off credit card number 5. It's only going to take us 2 months to do that. So February and March, I'm going to go ahead and combine those two. Is going to give us $1020 with $1020 right off the bat. We can go ahead and pay off credit card number 5, which has a balance of $1,000. So we'll only put 20 in our savings, but we have that credit card paid off. And remember guys, this is going to be $510 on top of the $50 minimum that we're paying as well. So boom, once that's paid off, starting January, February, March, April, we'll go ahead and add $50 into our cash surplus, making it $560. Alright you guys, so now once we get to April, our cash surplus is going to be $560, and we're going to go ahead and tackle credit card number 6, which has a balance of $2,500. Once again guys, we have been paying the minimum, so it could be smaller, but we have to count for interest. So what we're going to go ahead and do is break our cash surplus down. It's going to take us a little bit longer to pay off this card. So we're going to go ahead and put 400 of this towards debt. And then we're going to put 160 of this in our savings. That way we know we have a cushion while working to pay off the debt. So let's go ahead and take 2,500 and we're going to divide it by $400. It's going to take roughly about 6 months to pay that off, so we're just going to round up to 7 here. So we're going to go ahead and write this out. April, for March, April, May, June, July, August, 2, 4, 6, September, October. So once again, guys, when you're working on paying off debt, it isn't instant gratification. Sometimes it's going to take some time. So you can't beat yourself up about this. We just have to come up with a plan. The time is going to go by regardless, and the debt is still going to be there. So why don't we just get it paid off? So if we put $400 for 7 months on top of our $175 minimum, it's almost like we're putting $575 to that card, but we're just rounding up to cover any interest that accumulates. So that's going to give us a balance of $2,800. With the balance of $2,800, we can go ahead and pay off that $2,500 that's on the card. Automatically put $300 in our savings. And then we were also saving $160 per month for the last 7 months. So we'll also have that cushion as well going. So 160 times 7 months is going to give us $1,120 in our savings. You guys, and just like that, we paid off one of our biggest interest credit cards. So now we can add that $175 back into our cash surplus starting this November. And guys, keep in mind that I'm quoting the worst case scenario. You may pay this off quicker. So we're going to take 175 plus 560 is now going to give us $735 left over. And all we're going to do now is pay off credit card number 1 that has a balance of $2,500. So credit card number 1, and then balance $2,500. And let's say we do the same process we did before, and we broke this down and we put 600 of this towards debt, 135 in our savings. So 2,500 divided by $600 is going to take roughly about almost 5 months to pay off. So we're just going to go ahead and write out the 5 months since I'm running out of room. 5 months times 600. 5 times 600 is going to give us $3,000. 3,000 will automatically put $500 in our savings. And then also we were putting 135 in our savings as well for the last 5 months. So our full savings will be 135 times 5 months will be 675. All right, you guys, now that we are done here, we've officially paid off all of her debt. She'll be debt free and she no longer has to pay the minimum of $55 anymore. So 55 plus 735 is going to be 790. So our new cash surplus we can now save $790 per month and work on our savings because we'll officially be debt free. Our full savings, let's go ahead and see how much she saved for the whole entire month. $250 plus 20 plus 130 plus 365 plus 20 plus 300 plus 1120 plus 500 plus 675. Basically, she would have saved $33.80 this whole time that she was budgeting. Sweet. Alright, you guys, and that's how we set up a budget to pay off our debt. So keep in mind, guys, this was about $8,800 worth of debt. So the process that it takes for each person is going to be different. Honestly, like I say, the time is going to go by regardless. It's going to take a minute for us to pay this off. It's not going to be an overnight process. A lot of you guys want instant gratification when you're paying off debt, and that's just not how it works. Sometimes we have to come up with a plan and start small and work our way to the top. $8,800 worth of debt can be hard for anybody depending on what their financial situation is. So I love this example. I'm glad I was able to do this for a client. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please make sure you guys leave them below. Thank you guys again for watching. Make sure you guys follow me and subscribe if you haven't, and make sure you like this video. And also, if you need help setting up a plan, or you need to figure out which product will work best for you for your budget journey, you will go ahead and set up a private session with me, or make sure you come to our live streams on TikTok during the evenings to make sure you're getting the help you need. Thank you guys again for watching. Bye.